And now to begin our awards program, please welcome to the stage Donald DeHaze, University of Rhode Island Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and administration of the University of Rhode Island, I am pleased to welcome you to the 9th Annual Distinguished Achievement Awards ceremony. Tonight, we gathered to celebrate the accomplishments of some of the most distinguished alumni and friends of the University of Rhode Island, those who have made significant contributions in their work life, their communities, and to the university. At URI, we seek to inspire our students to think big, be passionate and compassionate, and to strive to make a real difference in the world. Indeed, it is our vision to create and sustain a culture of achievement and pride in accomplishment that is both fulfilling and valued. As such, it is appropriate that tonight we recognize these award recipients both for their stellar contributions and also because they serve as role models for our current students who will be the Distinguished Achievement Award recipients in the future. We are especially appreciative that many of tonight's honorees have spent considerable time in recent days, months, and years engaging with our students in the classroom and in the workplace. For those gifts of your time, experience, and wisdom, I thank you. Tonight's ceremony begins with the presentation of our Rising Star Award, followed by the Dean's Awards associated with each of the degree-granting colleges. Each of the deans will present those awards. But before we begin our formal program, I'd like to thank all the students who assisted with tonight's event. How about a round of applause for our students? In particular, I want to acknowledge and introduce two outstanding student leaders who will be helping with the presentation of the awards this evening. First, please welcome to the stage Kevin Drum. Kevin is a mechanical engineering student, and yes, vote yes on 4 in a week and a half, from East Greenwich, and is president of the Student Alumni Association. Kevin will graduate this May. Accompanying Kevin tonight, please welcome Joe Maynard. Joe? Joe is a junior business administration major from Pawtucket, Rhode Island, and also serves as the president of the Student Senate. Finally, I want to acknowledge the voice that you will be hearing tonight, the voice located in the booth in the back. That's Christopher Morris. Chris is a ranger in the Harrington School of Communications and Media and will be announcing the presenters and recipients on the stage from the booth in the back. Chris is a sophomore film media major and theater student from New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking all of our students once again. We now begin tonight's ceremony with the first of our 2014 Distinguished Achievement Awards, which is the Rising Star Award. Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Now presenting the Rising Star Award, please welcome Dean of the Graduate School, Nasser Zawiya, and Rising Star Award recipient, Wilson Okello, class of 2012.
Wilson K. Okello, authentic, thoughtful, inclusive, dedicated, leader. These are but a few words that describe Wilson K. Okello, the recipient of the Rising Star Award tonight. Wilson graduated from URI in 2012 with a master's degree focused on the development and learning of college students. He then became a first-year advisor and resident director at Miami University. His focus is on assisting college students, especially those from underrepresented groups, to both achieve educationally and develop as leaders in their professions, families, and communities. Since graduating from URI, Wilson's work has been acknowledged by both the American College Personnel Association and the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators. He soon will enroll in doctoral studies and will continue to represent URI brightly in the field of college student affairs. Wilson.
Please welcome from the Graduate School of Oceanography, Dean Bruce Corliss, and Dean's Award recipient, Amy Bauer, class of '88, escorted by her husband, David.
Dr. Amy Bauer received a BS in physics from Tufts University and a PhD in physical oceanography at the Graduate School of Oceanography in 1988. She went on to the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution as a postdoctoral scholar and is currently a senior scientist in the Physical Oceanography Department. She is recognized as an international leader in the study of ocean circulation's effect on climate change and is a fellow of the American Meteorological Society. Although visually impaired, she has developed a robust field program, spending many days at sea leading expeditions. In spite of the challenges that she has faced, her achievements and contributions as a seagoing oceanographer have made her a role model and an inspiration to all of us in oceanography. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Amy Bauer as a recipient of the Graduate School of Oceanography Dean's Award.
Please welcome from the class of 1980, Dean's Award recipient, Christopher Pell.
Mr. Christopher Pell received a BA in Political Science from Brown University in 1970 and a Master's of Marine Affairs from the University of Rhode Island in 1980. Mr. Pell was a partner at Barclay Investments in Providence from 1967 to 1991 and served as Executive Director of the Preservation Society in Newport County from 1991 to 1998, and currently is a member of the John A. Hartford Foundation Board of Trustees. He has served many years on the Graduate School of Oceanography Advisory Council, has advised 3 deans. Apparently, deans come and go, and Mr. Pell stays on, and currently chairs the council. GSO has greatly benefited from his insights, counsel, and dedication, and I know I speak for previous deans at the Graduate School of Oceanography and the University of Rhode Island that we have benefited from his leadership and commitment. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Christopher Pell as a recipient of the Graduate School of Oceanography's Dean's Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Nancy Eaton, Associate Dean for the College of Arts and Sciences, and Dean Award recipient Lori Marola, class of 1983.
Mark Marola, one of the best students of Winnie Brownell ever, is a terrific communication strategist who earned a BA in communication from URI and a master's from the University of Utah. A marketing and communications director for the Rhode Island Department of Labor and Training. Lori then joined Fidelity Investments as the communications manager, ably applying her skills to the financial services sector. With Fidelity for 16 years, she has served in increasingly responsible communications positions, currently VP with the Communications and Corporate Affairs Division. She's responsible for strategic communications for institutional business. A 2005 Leadership Rhode Island member, she serves the board for the Providence Performing Arts Center and counsels for the College of Arts and Sciences and Harrington School. Lori's here with her husband, Mike Marola. Congratulations, Lori.
Please welcome Dean's Award recipient Ann Spruill, class of 1976.
If you are an institution seeking international investment advice, meet Ann Spruill. During her career, Ann was a successful investment manager. She earned her BS in zoology, magna cum laude, from URI and completed the coursework for a PhD in economics at Boston University. URI Professor Glenn Ramsey, VPA Robert Rainville, and President Frank Newman inspired her. Ann is a retired partner at GMO & Company, LLC, a Boston-based firm with $155 billion in assets under management. She headed the International Equity Division. Ann is a Triple Crown trustee, Harbor Funds in Chicago, Financial Accounting Foundation, and the URI Foundation. She serves on the investment committee of the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston. Ann invested her time at URI, yielding a tremendous dividend for her and the arts and sciences, which is proud to call her a distinguished alumna. Ann is here with her husband, Daniel H. Cantwell. Congratulations, Ann.
Please welcome to the stage, from the College of Business Administration, Mark Higgins, Dean and the Alfred J. Verrecchia and Hasbro Incorporated Leadership Chair in Business, and Dean's Award recipient Thomas Chisholm, class of 68.
Tom, a 1968 graduate of the marketing program, has been associated with URI for 50 years, beginning as the president of the freshman class in 1965. Early on in his career, Tom was involved in transformational technologies. Prior to founding Viacor Voice Integrators in 1989, Tom had served in a variety of executive management positions at United Technologies, Telex Corporation, and ITT. Upon the sale of Viacor to Nuance Communications, he assumed the role of Senior Vice President of Enterprise Products and Services. As CEO of Chisholm Ventures, he is a technology entrepreneur who provides consulting, financing, and mentoring to his clients. Tom currently serves on the College of Business Administration Advisory Council, and in 2007 established the Outstanding Undergraduate Teaching Award and the Outstanding Graduate Teaching Award in the College of Business. Fortunately for Tom, the one night he was in the library, he met his wife, Sharon. That might be the last contribution I get from Tom. Tom, it is my pleasure to honor you with this Dean's Award and to induct you into the College of Business Hall of Fame.
Please welcome Dean's Award recipient Kenneth Knox, class of 1970.
Ken is a 1970 graduate of the finance program, a trustee of the URI Foundation, and serves on the College of Business Administration Advisory Council. Ken's time at URI was interrupted for 2 years as he served his country with the Marines in Vietnam. Before assuming his current role as Regional Director of New England for Penn Mutual Life, Ken founded Harbor Point Financial Group, a Connecticut mutual life general agency that won numerous awards, including the prestigious President's Organization Award. In 2011, Ken was selected as the Rhode Island Financial Professional of the Year. Ken is active in many community organizations, RISE, Rhode Island Sponsoring Education, where he serves as a mentor, sponsor, and a board member. Before tonight, URI recognized him with the URI Alumni Service Award and the URI RAM Award. As Ken says, winners make it happen, losers let it happen. Ken, you have truly made it happen. It is my pleasure tonight to induct you into the College of Business Hall of Fame and to present you with this award.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean of the Alan Shawn Feinstein College of Continuing Education and Interim Dean of the College of Human Science and Services, Lori Chico-Mascolo, and Dean's Award recipient, Gary Burkholder, Jr., 92, 95, and 2000.
Gary Burkholder, Jr. is a gifted researcher, scientist, and statistician. After earning a degree in engineering while simultaneously serving in the United States Navy, Gary earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology at URI. After earning his master's degree and PhD in psychology at URI, where he specialized in health and quantitative methodology, Gary became an instructor, and then dean, and then vice president at Walden University, where he was recognized for his excellence in teaching and innovative internship opportunities. It is clear that Gary was ahead of the curve in understanding the needs of adult learners, providing flexible online curriculum delivery, and broadening access to education. Currently, Gary serves as the Chief Academic Officer at Laureate University Partnerships, where he is responsible for all of academic and regulatory matters. It is my honor to present the Alan Shawn Feinstein College of Continuing Education Dean's Award to Gary Burkholder, Jr.
Please welcome Dean's Award recipient Caroline Call, class of 1966.
Dedicated, loyal, legacy, a staunch supporter and friend of the University of Rhode Island. These are just a few of the words and phrases that describe Caroline Tennant Call. Caroline graduated with a bachelor's degree in physical education from URI and used her talents to teach children, adolescents, and older adults about the importance of lifelong physical activity. In addition to teaching physical education in the Newport school system, Caroline was one of the first educators in Rhode Island to teach community-based physical activity programs specifically designed for older adults. Caroline has always been deeply involved with URI. She was elected to the executive board of the URI Foundation in 1989 and served in that role until 2013. She was honored with a Doctor of Humane Letters degree in 2003 And tonight, along with her family and friends, I am thrilled to present Caroline Tennant Call with the College of Human Science and Services Dean's Award.
Please welcome Dean's Award recipient, Janet Raymond, class of 1979.
The IMF has Christine Lagarde. The Federal Reserve has Janet Yellen. But the University of Rhode Island has Janet Raymond. As the Senior Vice President of the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce, Janet oversees the Chamber's economic and workforce development activities, including the Knowledge Economy Initiative. She played a vital role in advocating for the FAA's approval for the impending expansion of TF Green Airport, which will bring about numerous economic benefits to the state. Janet received her bachelor's degree in textiles, fashion, merchandising, and design at the University of Rhode Island and an MBA from Bryant University. As the connection between the role of textiles and the national and global economy becomes more apparent, it is wonderful to have such an innovative and entrepreneurial alumna of Janet's stature. I am absolutely delighted to present the College of Human Science and Services Dean's Award to Janet Raymond.
Please welcome to the stage Dean John Kirby from the College of the Environment and Life, and class of 02 and 06 Dean's Award recipient Perry Rasso.
If you've spent any time in Rhode Island, you've likely heard the phrase farm to table or pond to plate. And if you live in South County, you've likely come to know the Matunic Oyster Bar as one of the area's very best restaurants. What you may not know is that this nationally acclaimed restaurant and farm started as a Rhode Island Sea Grant project in 2002. Since then, Perry has grown a business that promotes the importance of aquaculture worldwide. Whether he is supplying oysters for reef restoration, demonstrating aquaculture in developing countries, or providing farm tours at home, Perry is wholly committed to education and sustainability with a global outlook. And he is an alumnus who has not forgotten his roots. Seemingly tireless in energy and generosity, Perry and his staff are often found at URI events, providing freshly shucked oysters and other delicacies, much to our delight. Perry, it is my extreme pleasure to present you with the 2014 CELS Dean's Award.
Please welcome Dean's Award recipient Edward Huber, class of 1976.
Known as Neptune throughout the San Francisco Bay Area, you didn't know I knew that, did you? Ed Huber was the longtime manager of the Gulf of the Farallones and Cordell Bank National Marine Sanctuaries. During his tenure at the National Marine Sanctuary Program, Ed's accomplishments included the creation of the first Marine Sanctuary Beach Watch Program, the Seals Harbor Seal Protection Program, and the Farallones Marine Sanctuary Association. Throughout his storied career, Ed has been a fisheries economist, a researcher, a consultant, and a U.S. Navy submariner. He chaired over 30 national and 6 international conferences on marine fisheries and management of marine protected areas. He's advised numerous foreign governments on fishery matters. Ed currently gives his time to multiple marine environment-related nonprofits in the San Francisco Bay Area and has received numerous accolades for his exceptional service, including 4 congressional citations. While salt water runs through his veins, Ed and his wife, Jeanette, who is with us this evening with their daughter and son-in-law, also operate an organic farm south of San Francisco. Ed, for your dedication to marine conservation and just being a good guy. It is my pleasure to present you with the 2014 Sells Dean's Award.
Please welcome to the stage Interim Dean Mary Sullivan from the College of Nursing and Dean's Award recipient from the class of 1976, Rebecca Burke.
Rebecca Burke is a nurse executive who has advanced the care of patients in Rhode Island and beyond. As the Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer at the Miriam Hospital, Rebecca led the department to repeated recognition as a magnet-designated hospital. Magnet status is the ultimate credential for high-quality nursing in hospital settings. Rebecca is a strong advocate for advancing nursing education. Due to her leadership, more working nurses are prepared with URI bachelor's and master's degrees, which has improved care for thousands of patients and families. After serving as Vice President of Connecticut's St. Francis Hospital and Medical Center, we are fortunate that she now leads Kent Hospital as its Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer. For her sustained, strong leadership to advance patient care through nursing excellence, the URI College of Nursing is pleased to recognize Rebecca Burke with its Dean's Award.
Please welcome Dean's Award recipient Elaine Parker, class of 74, 79, and 97.
Dr. Elaine Barber Parker is a retired colonel in the U.S. Army Reserve. Where she served as chief nurse of the 804th Medical Brigade. She served on the advisory council of the Tri-Service Military Nursing Research Program, the only program funding scientific research in the field of military nursing. Elaine has broad clinical experience from coronary care to the operating room. She is a nursing education expert in both hospital and academic settings. At the University of Massachusetts Graduate School of Nursing, she was the coordinator of the Nurse Educator Specialty Program and principal investigator for the Nurse Faculty Loan Program. Dr. Parker retired from the University of Massachusetts after having a significant role in developing its distance learning and online education. For her long-standing dedication to nursing education and her military service to our country, the University of Rhode Island College of Nursing is pleased to recognize Elaine Barber Parker with its Dean's Award.
Please welcome to the stage Paul Larrett, Interim Dean for the College of Pharmacy, and 2014 Dean's Award recipient Anthony Palmieri III, class of 71 and 73.
Dr. Anthony Palmieri, a veritable healthcare renaissance man, a pharmacist, a scientist, an inventor, an historian, an editor, and most importantly, a leader. Tony received his education in pharmaceutics at URI, and he has represented us well throughout his life. Building upon his training at the university, he successfully created a career helping to move pharmaceutical intellectual property to the market, to the patient's bedside. Creative inventions and ideas that make a difference and improve lives. He's also been a role model for our students and is still actively engaged with them through service and leadership in several national organizations. They know and respect him, despite his being 2 or perhaps 3 generations their senior. It gives us great pleasure to honor Dr. Anthony Palmieri with the College of Pharmacy Dean's Award for Lifetime Achievement.
Please welcome from the class of '96, Dean's Award recipient, Jean Flom.
You might think that many or most busy healthcare providers receive information about pharmaceutical therapy directly from that plethora of medical journals that are in press. You'd probably be wrong. Dr. Jean Marie Flom serves as editor of the Medical Letter, a very succinct source for critical appraisals of drug treatments. And it's a leading source of non-biased, actionable medical information. The Medical Letter is widely used and respected by the healthcare community. It's in this role that Jean Marie has made a difference. Her finely honed editorial skills and pharmaceutical care expertise positively affect the care and treatment of patients throughout the world, making a difference and improving lives. Jean Marie also serves her university through interactions with our students. She invites 6th-year pharmacy students into her world, guiding and mentoring, teaching them to be effective medical communicators. Dr. Flom, congratulations, and thank you again for making a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Raymond Wright from the College of Engineering and William Murray, class of 78.
Bill Murray graduated from URI in 1978 with a mechanical engineering degree. His career at Technoapex, a global diversified materials company in Pawtucket, has included responsibilities in engineering, manufacturing, management, and leadership. He has contributed to company growth, developed greenfield manufacturing locations, and acquired domestic and international businesses. As president of Technoapex today, Bill establishes strategic vision, direction, and goals for the entire global organization, oversees 8 business divisions with manufacturing sites throughout the United States and in Singapore, China, Belgium, and the United Kingdom. He also leads global businesses for the PVC, thermoplastic, and nylon divisions and oversees Techner's engineering, technology, manufacturing, and supply chain operations. Bill serves on the Engineering Advisory Council and supports URI Athletics. He was also a founding member of the Energy Council of Rhode Island, served as a leadership volunteer with the Boy Scouts of America, and is involved with his church and resides with Barbara and his son Andrew in Foster, Rhode Island. Welcome, Bill Murray, to the College of Engineering.
Please welcome from the class of 1978, Dean's Award recipient, Daniel Urish.
During Dan's naval career, he was project officer for the Polaris missile during the Cold War, became operations officer for the design and construction of Guantanamo Bay Base, and established airfields, ports, bases, and allied wells in South Vietnam. His battalion developed a strategic base on Diego Garcia and into retirement in 1975, Dan commanded 5 Atlantic CB battalions around the world. Among many honors, Dan received the Legion of Merit, a Meritorious Service Medal, and a Navy Commendation Medal. After earning his URI PhD, Dan became an exemplary civil engineering professor and mentor to thousands of students, principal or co-principal investigator on numerous research projects, authored or co-authored publications and was a Smithsonian Institute Fellow who conducted hydrologic research on the Barrier Reef Islands of Belize. Dan turned every opportunity in the classroom and out into a teachable moment, and that his students never forgot. He retired from URI in 2005 and resides with Libby in North Kingstown and continues consulting for water resource issues. Welcome Dan Urish to the College of Engineering Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium, President of the Student Alumni Association, Evan Drum.
Each of us has his or her own answer to the question, why URI? For me, it's about opportunities. It's about the chance to find yourself, your passion, your path. This university has given each of us the opportunity to be in this room tonight. For the recipients of these awards, this means that you are one of the most outstanding people at our university. For me, this is an opportunity to be inspired. I can't articulate how honored I am to be here standing on this stage tonight. When I told my mom last week that I needed to get a tux for the Distinguished Achievement Awards, she was very proud of me. So, thank you. So proud, in fact, that I didn't have the heart to tell her that I wasn't actually getting an award. But I told her, thank you. In all seriousness, congratulations to all of those receiving awards tonight. You have given us yet another answer to the question, why URI? The following video will give us some more answers to this question from the perspectives of current students.
I am an accounting major.
I am a junior nursing major.
Civil engineering.
Biology.
I study communications.
Psychology.
I study marine biology.
I'm a communications major.
History education.
I'm a sophomore and I'm a bio major.
I'm a pharmacy major.
I want to be an archaeologist.
There's a very broad range of disciplines and fields of study that are offered here.
Over 80 different majors to choose from.
I am studying medical laboratory sciences.
Nutrition.
An education major.
Criminal justice.
I think employers now are looking for people who are well-rounded and who are thinking globally.
They're one of the only schools that has an IEP program.
Stands for the International Engineering Program.
It's a great opportunity to be able to go overseas.
I'm studying abroad next year.
The classes are awesome.
Faculty's excellent.
I love all of my professors.
It's pretty easy for the professors to keep in touch with the students.
Of course, we make ourselves accessible.
I make myself very accessible to the students.
If you have a question, you can always contact them through mechanisms like the online learning system Sakai, through email, through chat.
They really care about their students, which is great.
It's fantastic every step of the way.
Here at URI, we have this thing called the Living and Learning Community.
I lived in the Living Learning Communities in Merrill.
If you need help, you'd go to your neighbors.
You have some kind of random question, all you have to do is poke your head out the hallway and ask someone, which is so convenient.
Chances are somebody else will understand it.
The food's phenomenal.
I have never had onion rings like I have at home.
Well, I definitely say that my favorite food is the stir fry.
The stir fry.
They're crispy, the onions are soft.
Everything a college student needs.
Living in the dorms is probably where I've met the most diverse group of people.
We're very diverse.
For me, it is about the entire community continuing to work towards the overall goals of equity and inclusion here at URI.
I like all the open space.
I love the campus.
I fell in love with the campus.
Ton of nice people here.
You can't help but smile. It's so nice here. The quad is what really
I like to go out there when the sun is out, even just with a book or some homework that I have to do, just sit out there and kind of people watch a little bit.
For about 10 minutes a day, every hour, people come together.
We get the 4 seasons.
Absolutely beautiful. Fresh air.
Weather here's pretty awesome.
The seasons, they're all awesome.
It's a big university, but they still give you a sense of community.
Small but big at the same time.
You feel connected to all the students.
It has a small feel in a big place.
Hands down the best school.
Any interest that you have can be accommodated somewhere.
What I like about URI is they have a lot of clubs that are specific to your major.
We have over 100 different clubs here.
Making a lot of good friends, it's fun.
If there's something specific you want to do, you can probably find another group of active people who want to do the same thing as you.
If you're looking for something, you can find it.
Whether it's community service based, or maybe you want to be on student senate or newspaper, the yearbook.
The Ryan Center is a pretty awesome facility.
University of Rhode Island has got great tradition.
We have a real close team.
Basketball is great.
My favorite sports are college basketball.
Lots of great rivalries. You kind of just really get into it because everyone's energy is so high.
It really gives me that sense of school spirit.
At heart, I'm a player development coach. I know how to get the best out of players and teams, and we're excited about the possibilities of doing it at a higher level here.
You're going to gain a really great education here.
I think it's a fantastic option, especially financially. They really focus on making sure that you get the bang for your buck.
I feel like I'm getting a good deal.
Get the most out of your college career because it goes by quick.
The education I'm getting here is great.
They prepare us well for the real world.
There's a type of roadie pride that you just can't shake.
Wow, I really have gotten a lot out of the university.
I love URI.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage President of the Student Senate, Joe Maynard.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased and honored to be with you here tonight at URI's annual Premier Distinguished Achievement Award presentation. On behalf of the entire student body, congratulations to all of the recipients. And now, to begin the second part of the program, I am privileged to introduce David M. Dooley, President of the University of Rhode Island.
Thank you all for joining me and Joe and Kevin tonight. We appreciate you coming and sharing these special moments with us. This is one of, I think, URI's best evenings, one that we all look forward to throughout the year, and we all enjoy when we have a chance to come together and celebrate with all of you the achievements, the excellence, and really the contributions that have made such a profound difference to Rhode Island, the nation, and the world, as those exemplified tonight by our alumni. We are proud and privileged to honor them. They personify our traditions and excellence and achievement and in leadership. This is the 9th time we've done this, and very frequently as a president, as many presidents of public universities, yet you get asked the question, why should you come together and do this? Why should you spend the money that you spend to have an evening like this when there are so many worthwhile things that you can do educationally and research and in so many other ways with every dime that you have? The answer to that is simple. It is critically important to all of us as people, to all of us in our shared humanity, that we take the time out of everything else that we do to acknowledge those who have, by virtue of their energy, their achievement, their vision, and their leadership, made such a profound difference in the world and can serve as such a model for each and every one of us, and in particular for our students at the University of Rhode Island. That, ladies and gentlemen, in my mind, is a priceless moment that I'm proud every year to share with all of you who attend. It's my privilege and honor to introduce to you the President's Award winners of the Distinguished Achievement Award. The first award winner is Wesley Card. Wes is a leader in the apparel industry and a URI advisor and advocate who retired last spring from a long and extremely successful career providing consumers with some of the world's most popular brands of clothing, shoes, and accessories, many in evidence tonight from such brand as Nine West, Dockers, Anne Klein, Easy Spirit, Gloria Vanderbilt, and Givenchy. Wes stepped down as the Chief Executive Officer and Director of the Jones Group in New York City soon after he directed and planned its purchase by Sycamore Partners at the end of last year. In a 25 career with Jones, he served in almost every leadership position, including President, Chief Operating Officer, and Chief Financial Officer. He is the former chair of the American Apparel and Footwear Association. He began his career as an Air Force Staff Sergeant before graduating from URI and taking jobs in accounting and finance at Price Waterhouse, Bank of Boston, Warnaco, and Carolyn Rome before joining the Jones Group. During his career, he has also served the community in numerous ways, including as chair of Carnegie Hall's 2008 Medal of Excellence Gala and the chair of the 210 Footwear Foundation annual dinner. Wes has played an invaluable role in the support of the University of Rhode Island and its students. He has offered numerous opportunities to our students in the fashion and textiles and merchandising department. He has offered much useful and important advice to me as a member of our President's Advisory Council and previously was a member of the College of Business Advisory Council. He has even chaired our Winter Gala Committee. For his many contributions as a business and civic leader, for his guidance to many of us here at the University of Rhode Island, for his passionate interest in our students, his support of their aspirations and dreams, I am honored to present tonight Wesley Card, class of 1970, with the President's Distinguished Achievement Award.
It was his love of the Ocean State and for the business famous for the awful that led Wes Carr to the URI College of Business to study management.
I had worked all through high school at the Newport Creamery and actually became an assistant manager. And I'd done really well at that, and I just enjoyed the management aspect of running a shift and leading people and training people. And so I thought business was a real natural spot for me.
But it was an accounting class that made him change his major and change the course of things to come.
And I remember one day sitting in the union and my best friend here, Billy Moffitt, told me that accounting people make a lot of money, the partners in those firms. So that was it. You know, I was getting an A in accounting and I loved it and I thought it was a great way to start a career. So I switched to become an accounting major.
While he was at URI, it was a time of change and transition for the university and for the country, with the Vietnam War underway.
I was in a very awkward position. I was in the Army Reserves before I came to college, and I was training on weekends for riot control, right up in Warwick, Rhode Island. And then we'd come back to school and it'd be the people, we didn't have riots here, but there were protests and talk of riots, and it was just a very strange time.
There were plenty of good times as well that led to lifelong relationships, including meeting his wife, a physical education major.
48 years ago on a blind date, went to a fraternity party, and I immediately fell in love and knew this was the girl. She was an all-American girl and pretty and just great personality, wonderful smile. She wasn't probably so sure at that point, so it took me a little work. But we're still together 48 years later. 3 wonderful sons, 8 grandchildren. Even now, we still enjoy the same things. We have the same outlook on life and the things that we like to do.
In the late 1960s, the anticipated path for an accounting major from URI was to get a job in an accounting firm. That was his plan too, but it was fashion that turned out to be in the cards for Wes.
I had worked in public accounting for 7 years with Price Waterhouse, moved around a little bit. And then when I went to Jones, which was just about 25 years ago, there was a wide opening for managing the operations of the business. So I just did it. And then when the CEO slot came up, the board asked me to take that job. It certainly wasn't anything to do with my fashion sense.
While leading a Fortune 500 company, Cart had the opportunity to use his public speaking skills on many occasions, including national TV.
I made my mind up. I really want to become a good speaker, and I worked hard at it. And fortunately I did, because that became a huge part of my job as I became CEO of a public company.
As a longtime leader in the fashion industry and as CEO and director of the Jones Group, Inc., Wes has not forgotten his URI family and giving back.
What people don't understand is public universities, even the greatest public universities, need the funding even more than the private institutions. So I think it's really critical, but I also think it's very rewarding.
Giving back comes from his heart and from his mother, who led by example.
Roots. My mother really taught me how to deal with people and treat people. She was a matron at the Women's Reformatory in Rhode Island for many years, and she would get letters and all kinds of response from inmates and former inmates who wanted to keep communicating with her, because she treated them the way she treated everybody. We were poor. She was eking out a living, but I never wanted for anything.
Known as a CEO who was always caring for others, Wes has built a reputation for excellence and sets a fine example for URI's business graduates.
Stay healthy, have fun, over-deliver, and then just find that groove that you're supposed to be in and just stick with it.
Please welcome 2014 President's Award recipient Wesley Carr, retired CEO and Director for the Jones Group, Incorporated.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. Truly is an honor to be here this evening. And that video kind of set me back a little bit, because I guess I can just throw the speech away now. It was a wonderful speech, too, but the video covered it already. You know, the last few days have been amazing here. I think it's really very special when you're recognized by your university. But to be here over the last few days with all of the people here that are being honored and really listening to their stories, getting to know them a bit, and just listening to all of the accomplishments and wonderful things that they've done. It just is amazing to me. It's made it even more special, and I just couldn't be prouder to be part of this group of distinguished award winners. So congratulations to all of you and your families that are here tonight, and I'm sure you're all feeling as special about it as I am here this evening. I'd like to just take 1 second to recognize two other alumni here tonight. First, Ken Knox. Ken got an award and, as you know, was introduced into the Hall of Fame business this year. Now, Ken and I went to East Greenwich school system together, grew up together, came to the University of Rhode Island together, and he went on to have a wonderful career, and I'm really proud that he's a fellow recipient here this evening. But Ken did something else really special that I think he should be recognized for. He connected me back to URI. When I began my career and I went to work in Boston, you sort of lose track of the school. Ken got me the first introduction to the URI Foundation people and to the people in the business school, and then further up the chain. And the further I went in my career, I got to know people higher and higher. And so that when I was in a position to help here, and some of the things that were on the video, I was connected. And I think that's really critical for alumni to understand that we have that responsibility to use our networks and our connections so that we get the kind of support back here in Little Rhodey that is needed. So Ken, congratulations, and I thank you for that. The second fellow alumni that I'd like to acknowledge here this evening is the woman that I met 48 years ago here, just about this time. You know, she doesn't get a lot of awards, although she did get an award in, I think, around 1976 in Syracuse. She won a women's road race. It was a 2-kilometer road race, and I came in next to last in the men's division. She still has that medal and shows it to me periodically just to remind me that she beat me on that day. But, you know, we started a career together from here in Rhode Island, and we moved 10 times. As I moved up my career, Diane was always supportive and always there for me. She would say, you know, the first day we go to a new city, such wonderful places as Altoona, Pennsylvania, or Waterville, Maine. You know, those were the kind of remote spots that we were moving to. And she'd say, you know, you go to the office on your first day at work, and you meet your new friends, and you go to your nice office, and I'm standing at the bus stop with these 3 crying little guys who are going to school for the first time. So you have it easy. And she really did pull it off very well, has been supportive throughout my career. And the one thing I would say that happens in a long life and career, and I think we all know this, it's fun to celebrate the wonderful evenings like this, but when you really need that support and help is in the bad times, the dark nights when things look just so bleak and things happen. And Diane's always been there for me. Still love you today after 48 years. And, so I'm creating a co-Distinguished Alumni Award. I'd like my wife to share this with me, so stand up and we recognize Diane. Just stand up. One of the reasons this award is special to me, I think, also is I consider myself a Rhode Islander, even though I only lived a third of my life here. But those first 20 years, as we all know, they set the stage for everything. I grew up in East Greenwich. My mother was a single mom, struggling a bit. But those days in East Greenwich, everybody took care of each other. So when the Boy Scouts went to Canada, my mother couldn't have afforded to send me on the trip. I was called aside, Wesley, you have a scholarship to this trip. Or if I needed sneakers, literally, or any kind of athletic equipment, Nick Kacheri had a big box of stuff in the gym. And I would get sneakers or whatever I needed. And of course, my family had very long roots in Rhode Island, so I had a lot of people supervising me at East Greenwich. I remember a teacher chasing me into the boys' room one day because my shirt was untucked, and my aunt would be furious if my shirt was untucked. So just tremendous support. And of course, my mother, who I mentioned on the tape, she taught me a lot of great things, but I think most importantly, the Yankee traditions of taking personal responsibility, good, strong ethics, how to treat people, hard work. I got that all from my mother and my family that lived around Rhode Island. So you put that together with a great education at East Greenwich, a wonderful education at the University of Rhode Island, and I think I've been very fortunate to have that as a base that I built on throughout my career. So I consider myself a very lucky person. The successes that I've been managed to achieve in my career, I think were based on all of those things coming together and helping me with a lot of luck along the way. So I feel very honored tonight, and I congratulate all the other honorees again, and thank the university and all of you for a very special weekend for my wife and I. And I'd be remiss, because he would be badgering me all night. My son is also here tonight with his lovely wife, Sherry. Stand up, Jeff. You can be recognized. My other 2 sons and their wives couldn't make it this evening just due to other circumstances and basically our 8 grandchildren. So we certainly couldn't have had them here tonight, trust me. But again, I'm very honored to have received this award, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much.
The next Presidential Award recipient is Tom Serio. Tom knows very well how to keep us all entertained. He knows the programs we like to watch, and he makes the deals that deliver those programs to our homes. Tom is the Executive Vice President of Cable Sales at Warner Brothers, where he's responsible for selling all Warner Brothers programming to cable TV networks and to digital content providers like Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. He also sells Warner Brothers movies to broadcast and cable networks. In recent years, he raised the bar for half-hour comedies by selling programs like The Big Bang Theory and Two Broke Girls for record prices. He also built Warner Brothers into the leader in domestic film sales to basic cable. He got his start in television at Orion Pictures as a senior vice president of program sales in the 1980s, before becoming executive vice president first at Disney and later at HBO, where he distributed iconic programs such as The Sopranos and Sex and the City to all cable networks. An advisor to National Neighborhood Day, Tom is a member of the Harrington School of Communication and Media Advisory Board and was a proud member at URI of Theta Chi. For his significant contributions to the entertainment industry and to the University of Rhode Island, where he continues every day in every way to support our students and faculty here at the University of Rhode Island, I am proud to present to Tom Serio, class of 1976, the President's Distinguished Achievement Award.
Look familiar? These are some of the most popular TV shows of our time, and University of Rhode Island graduate Tom Serio is responsible for bringing them into our homes and onto our digital devices. Devices that were not even invented back in the 1970s or imagined by the young man from Rhode Island who enjoyed staying close to home.
I'm from Warwick, Rhode Island, born and raised, and University of Rhode Island was an easy choice for me. It had everything I needed academically, and I loved the location. You know, it's in a very rural area, and it's also by the ocean, you know, so it had really everything I wanted.
When he graduated from URI with a degree in horticulture, a passion that ran in the family, Tom's dad decided to invest in a new business.
My dad invested in a tree company, and I was his foreman, and off we went to the races. It was tough work, but it was great. I love working with my dad and my brothers.
So how does a man with a degree in horticulture and a new wife end up with a distinguished career selling TV advertising in New York City? It all started at the University of Rhode Island.
Going from cutting down trees to, you know, licensing television programs is a different road. One of the great things about URI, what a gift that URI gave me outside of a great education, you know, and wonderful memories, is my wife. I met Donna there as a freshman. When we graduated, she went on, you know, to get her master's and decided that she wanted to pursue a career in Wall Street, you know, and so we decided to leave Rhode Island and move to New York City. And there are not a lot of trees for me to cut down in New York City, so I had to recreate myself.
Tom started a job in jewelry sales, eventually becoming vice president. He was settled, he thought. But in 1980, when a coworker left to work for Filmways Pictures in the sales arena, she invited him to a lunch with her new boss, who then hired Tom to work in TV sales too.
You know, I guess the moral of the story is it's really important, I think, to keep an open mind. The university really prepared me. You know, there was a mixture of disciplines, and it kept my mind, you know, pretty flexible. And I've always been kind of fearless, you know. So, you know, I figured, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Tom gave it a shot, and his resume now includes working for HBO, Disney, and Orion Pictures. Today, his title is Executive Vice President of Cable Sales at Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers is the biggest studio on the planet, the most prolific when it comes to, you know, producing film, television.
His real-world experience in the media arena is what College of Arts and Sciences Dean Winnie Brownell says makes Tom Serio a valuable member of URI's Harrington School Advisory Board.
A lot of our students think if you pick a major, that's it, you're locked in until death. Not true, because the talents, the knowledge they gain, the skills they build can lead them in many different directions.
Tom and Donna, often referred to as URI's power couple, both were generous supporters of the university. Sadly, Donna passed away in 2008. Tom credits much of his success to his family and his friends and the education he got at this small, beautiful place.
And it was just a wonderful, wonderful community. You know, that old saying, it takes a community to raise, you know, between my family and my friends and my professors in the area. Just I came out okay.
Please welcome 2014 President's Award recipient Tom Serio III, Executive Vice President for Warner Brothers.
Thank you, President Dooley. I am very honored and very humbled by this award. I needed all the support I could get, really all the support I could get, to get where I am today. And it does take a village. And that's why my family is committed to URI and will always be committed to URI. We believe in education. Mom, I can't see you really very clearly, but I know, oh, there you are, I see you now, okay. Thank you so much for encouraging me and threatening me to go to college. I really, really appreciate that. It meant the world of difference. It opened the door, for our family. And talking about opening the door, you saw the video, and now you know my life. You know how long my hair was. I have no more hair anymore. I'm not as bald as Lorne Adrian, but I'm almost that bald. Hi, Lorne. It was my wife, really, Donna Arnold, that was such a rock star at URI. She graduated at the top of her class with an MBA, assistant to the dean, magna cum laude, and she did lead us to New York City. And there were no trees for me to cut down. It is an absolute true story. You had to just run with it, have the courage to take the ball and run, and we did. And we were quite successful in the city. But it was her, it was Donna that led the charge, not only into New York, but also, at the university. She was dedicated to this university. She was, on the branding committee, and she also helped students, in the business school with their investments, and she was a rock star. They started with $100,000, and she always made money. She was senior vice president at J.P. Morgan, one of the first women actually to jump rank in that bank, and broke through the glass ceiling. And she did extraordinary work on their FX and on their bond desks. She was an amazing, amazing woman. Thank you. And, the support that we both enjoyed from our family and our friends was extraordinary and remains extraordinary. Our two gifts, treasures, are our two sons. Dominic and Victor are here tonight. Dominic is an alum. I'm very proud of him. He's working in Manhattan at ESPN and doing a great job. He's here with his lovely girlfriend Amy, who's at NBC Universal. Amy, how are you? And then my youngest son. Victor's a little bit of a black sheep in the family. Yeah. He only graduated with honors from Villanova and is in the finance department at HBO. Vic. Great job. Great job. And I have to shout out to my brother Carrie and my sister-in-law Robin and Joe and Lee Papa, who have been supporters, all through our life. That support is important, and President Dooley mentioned support before I walked out. Our family is dedicated to this university, and we're going to continue to support it. We just can't do enough for this university because we're in love with it. So thank you so very, very much. Have a great evening. Good night, all.
Move the mic back up. It's a pleasure to introduce to you the next Presidential Distinguished Achievement Award winner, Paul Hastings. Paul has been a leader in the biotechnology and pharmaceutical industries for more than 20 years. Today, he serves as chairman and chief executive officer of Oncomed Pharmaceuticals, a clinical development stage biopharmaceutical company headquartered in Redwood City, California. He was previously president and CEO of QLT Incorporated, president and CEO of Axis Pharmaceuticals, president and CEO of LXR Biotechnology, and president of Chiron Biopharma. I think, I don't know anybody who's been president of so many organizations. He's got me beat by about half a dozen. He's also held senior management positions with Genzyme Corporation, including President of Genzyme Therapeutics Europe and President of Genzyme Therapeutics Worldwide. Paul also serves as lead director of Pacira Pharmaceuticals. He sits on the board of the Bay Area Biosciences Association, and he is the chair of the Emerging Companies section of the Biotechnology Industry Organization. He is the former chairman of the board of Proteolix and served on the boards of Viacell and Sermion Pharmaceuticals. That is truly an impressive resume. But one of the many other things that has stood out ever since I got to know Paul is his community involvement. He serves as president and chief executive officer of Youth Rally, a camp for children suffering from a variety of disorders in the gastrointestinal systems. And he actively supports Start Out, a nonprofit organization that fosters leadership and economic empowerment among lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered entrepreneurs, and combats discrimination against the LGBTQ community in the business world. The latter role is partly why, in 2011, Paul became the first member of the LGBTQ community to be awarded URI's Diversity Award for Lifetime Achievement. For his outstanding contributions to the biotechnology industry, to advancing the health of all people, and especially to his commitment to supporting all people, including members of the LGBTQ community, I am proud to present Paul Hastings, class of 1984, with the President's Distinguished Achievement Award.
The University of Rhode Island truly became a second home for Paul Hastings, and to this day, the people here are part of his extended family. Paul began his studies at the College of Pharmacy in 1978. URI felt like a big place to a kid from Maine, but it was small enough to provide what he calls URI's family values.
From the beginning of my time at the university, there were 2 or 3 individuals that I'd like to highlight that remind me of things which helped to mold me into the person I am today.
One of the people he considers family is Dr. James Guthrie, who was with URI Health Services.
I was conquering Crohn's disease when I entered the University of Rhode Island. I had been diagnosed at the age of 13, and the person who I reached out to was the physician at the University Healthcare Center. And what James Guthrie did for me was encourage me to continue to conquer this illness.
Advice that helped him get through some difficult health issues.
And to Jim Guthrie, I was a person. And the way he dealt with me and the way that he helped me make the decisions that I ultimately made will last with me for the rest of time.
Another was Dr. Norm Campbell, who not only welcomed Paul into his home, but also became a mentor and lifelong friend.
Norm Campbell stepped in and helped me when I came back in January to go to all the professors I had in the first half of the year and explain to them what I had gone through and ask them to work with me to be able to catch up so that I wouldn't miss, time.
Dr. Campbell not only recognized the challenges Paul was facing, but he also saw the need for a new focus.
Norm encouraged me to enroll in classes in the College of Business. And this was something back then, as a pharmacy student, you just didn't do.
This blending of business and pharmacy was innovative at the time and shaped the focus of his career path, opening doors that would allow him to travel the globe and work at some of the leading biotech and pharmaceutical companies in the world.
There was a theme throughout my time at URI that molded me into the person that I am today. And there's a continuing theme that I've always come back and watched things grow. I was able to be part of the ribbon cutting for the new College of Pharmacy building. I was able to come back and speak to students about GLPT issues. So I haven't lost touch with what's going on there, and I've just seen what's going on there as the growth for the University of Rhode Island that corresponds to the growth that I've had these last 30 years as an executive.
And I think when someone like Paul Hastings comes back, he can show them the possibilities of what a degree from URI, from the College of Pharmacy, the College of Business can do for them.
Another unexpected turn in Paul's life led him to Youth Rally, a camp for young people with medical conditions like his.
I had a girlfriend who was from the College of Nursing, and she said, "I'd like to invite you to come to one of our surgical nursing classes and talk to the nurses about what you went through in surgery and what we could do to be better for you. And I went to that class and I spoke to that class, and from that College of Nursing class, I started to, based on the recommendations of actually the professor of that class, to reach out to patients who were going through this same surgery and become a resource for them, which then led to my volunteering at the United Ostomy Association to be a volunteer counselor at their summer camp. And I'm now the CEO of that nonprofit organization, responsible for the fundraising and the ongoing operations of that camp. And that came from that class from the College of Nursing and speaking to those nurses. And so these are the fond memories I have, and how these memories helped affect and mold my life as it's been these past 30 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, President's Award recipient Paul Hastings, 84, President and CEO of Oncomed Pharmaceuticals.
Hi. So my new friend and buddy Tony Palmieri said, short and good tonight is better than long and good. So Tony, thanks for that advice. I promise you, those of you who know me as not being a very short person, I will do it here, right now. You can time me. It's less than 2 minutes. So what I wanted to say to President Dooley was I am honored, and my friends at the GLBT table right behind this table, who are all here tonight, are honored to be a part of a university where diversity is recognized and acknowledged and indeed rewarded and celebrated. And it always hasn't been that way in this country and in this state and in this world. And so it's really a pleasure to support that group and to see the support that you've given that group. It's a great place to be. Now, statistics and common sense would dictate that I'm probably not the first member of the GLBT community to get this award, but I would probably bet that I'm the first member of the community to get this award and wear this rainbow tie to celebrate it. And all these beautiful women came up to me and said, I really like that tie. I hope they realize what this tie is all about. I referred them to my fraternity brothers who are all here with me tonight from Teak, who aren't wearing rainbow ties. And so I also am very proud to be a part of a world where my friends like Karen Davis can be the vice president of philanthropy at Hasbro Corporation, my sister, the appellate judge for the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and Annie, who is the director of the GLBT Center, and Reverend Lynn Baker Dooley, who is Reverend Lynn Baker Dooley. And these are all women who are soaring in their careers unencumbered by artificial glass ceilings. And so to be in a world where diversity is celebrated and careers are made and celebrated as well has been very special for me. And I have to tell you, I too have been very fortunate because of the training and the encouragement and the love that I received here to have the skill set and, probably more important, the confidence to do what I've been doing for the last 30 years. And it's because of that that I have the passion to want to continue to help this university in whatever way possible. And I hope and encourage the rest of you to do the same in whatever small way we can to make sure that President Dooley and his amazing team can continue to transform the lives of the students that attend this university. Under 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
I have to tell you, I had an advantage over all of you. I got to see all the videos previously, so it was a very, very wonderful and moving experience to see all of their testimonies and to hear what they had to say
about their lives and the university. It's a privilege and an honor for me to present the next President's Distinguished Achievement Award to Diane Panika. Diane Panika spent 30 years in the biotechnology industry, where she made a number of major discoveries that had helped save and extend the lives of literally millions of people. After earning a doctorate in microbiology at the University of Rhode Island and completing a postdoctoral fellowship at the Roche Institute of Molecular Biology, Diane was recruited to join Genentech, a company considered to be, in many ways, the founder of the global modern biotechnology industry. During her long career there as a senior scientist, she worked on a number of research projects to reduce or eliminate the effects of heart attacks, strokes, and cancer. In 1987, she invented the clot-busting drug Activase, which has been used to treat nearly 5 million patients who had experienced heart attacks or strokes. She later cloned a vital tumor suppressor gene that was dubbed Molecule of the Year in 1993 by the journal Science, and opened a whole new field of cancer research. Diane also discovered 3 new genes that are implicated in colon cancer, and she was the first to clone the protein responsible for joint degradation and destruction, which led to the drug Enbrel and other therapies that have helped millions of people suffering from rheumatoid arthritis. During her successful career, she was issued 20 patents and published more than 100 scientific research papers, many of them seminal contributions in the field that led to whole new discoveries afterwards. Although officially retired from Genentech, Diane continues to consult for the biotech industry and serves on the scientific advisory board for Actokine Scientific, a biotechnology company that works with pharmaceutical companies to discover novel uses of existing drugs. She was named Inventor of the Year in 1989 by the Intellectual Property Owners Foundation and one of the women inventors who make a difference by the American Chemical Society in 2000. For her critical contributions to helping people live longer, healthier lives, I am pleased to present Diane Panika, doctoral class of 1977 of the University of Rhode Island, with the President's Distinguished Achievement Award.
Dr. Diane Panika is one of those people whose discoveries impact our daily lives. Born and raised in upstate New York, Diane received her Bachelor of Science degree in biology from the State University of New York at Fredonia, where she had planned to major in elementary education. But that's not what happened.
And I found a transcript of what I was doing at Fredonia, and I got a C in the education courses, and I got an A in biology and physics and chemistry. And my teachers said, why don't you come and work in my lab after classes? And they were doing some research on cystic fibrosis.
It was that experience in the lab that changed her career path.
And one of the professors said, Diane, you should go get your PhD. And I said, me, a PhD? And he said, words that I will never forget, he said, sure, you can do it. And that changed my life.
Hard work earned her acceptance letters to several prestigious schools. But it was Paul Cohen's personal touch that made her decision where to do her PhD work much easier.
And he said, Diane, I can't wait to have you work in my lab. This is what I'm working on. I am so excited. And I was hooked. I mean, that alone was enough to make me want to go to URI.
Paul made it easy for Diane to get excited about her research. In 1980, she was hired as the 60th employee at the biotech corporation, Genentech, and immediately set her sights on a major project.
When I started at Genentech in 1980, their focus was heart disease. So my goal was to try to find a drug that could be used to treat heart attacks.
Being one of a handful of women in science at the time turned out to have its advantages. When her male colleagues could not attend a meeting in Sweden, she was asked to go in their place. But it was Diane's own diligence for being early that changed her life.
During a break, one of the guys came up to me and said, can I help you? And I said, I am so sorry, my name's Dr. Diane Panika, I'm late for this meeting. And he said, oh, this is not the real meeting. It turns out I had gotten into a private pre-conference session by accident. I wasn't supposed to be there, And they didn't kick me out because they thought I was one of the scientist's daughters waiting for her dad.
It was at that conference Diane met the scientists that she would work with to co-discover the heart attack and stroke drug, TPA.
I worked for 2 years straight without taking a day off. And finally, in 1982, I had isolated the gene that makes this protein called tissue plasminogen activator, or TPA, that dissolves blood clots in your body. In 1987, it was approved for the use in heart attacks by the FDA, and in 1996, it was approved for the use of strokes.
Here at the University of Rhode Island, John Kirby, Dean of the College of the Environment and Life Sciences, knows the importance of Diane's work.
Because of Diane's work in cloning and expressing the gene, have led to tremendous recoveries of people who've had serious and traumatic brain injury from strokes. So we like to claim her as our outstanding person, prepared, well-prepared mind, hard-working, and at the right place at the right time.
Dr. Panika's lab work also includes other exciting discoveries, like isolating the gene having to do with arthritis pain. But she's heard numerous times that her TPA discovery has saved lives.
My favorite was the heart attack and stroke drug, of course, because I have now met a few patients who have been helped and survived because of this drug. You saved my life. Thank you so very, very much.
And there are letters and pictures to prove it.
It makes me realize that all the hard work and no days off, all the training that I got at URI was worth it.
Though times have changed for women in science, today's students are still looking for female role models. And here at URI, students look to Diane.
She's also a great example for students who look at some of the gender roles we've had to deal with, because until the last decade or so, we were very much biased towards male students across all the sciences. And now if you look at colleges like Sells, almost more than half of our students, almost 60% of our students are female. And so that the students that are going into these careers in the sciences are female, and seeing someone like Diane, who's come through the ranks here at URI and Sells and then gone out and succeeded in the business world, and then to be able to retire at a very young age from having done so well is quite a good thing.
Her career at Genentech spanned 30 years with 100 publications and 41 issued patents to her credit. But it is her friend and mentor, Paul Cohen, that still keeps her connected to the University of Rhode Island. She was presented the Inventor of the Year Award from the Intellectual Property Owners Foundation in Washington, D.C., and her PhD advisor was there to support her.
He's been at URI for over 46 years, so an incredible professor, and I'm sure I told him he changed my life.
Please welcome President's Award recipient Diane Panika, class of '77 and retired senior scientist of Genentech.
It is being last of the Distinguished Achievement Awards. Everybody has had such incredible careers. I feel very honored to be among that group. And at one point, I said to myself, if I had to give a speech in front of a lot of people, I didn't want to get my PhD because I was so nervous, as you could probably tell by the video. And the lab work was great for me because you were in the lab by yourself, and it was a perfect career for me. So they made my video a little bit longer so that I could have a shorter time up here. And I appreciate that, President Dooley. And I want to thank you all. I think the University of Rhode Island did change my life tremendously. And because I had such an incredible professor who was excited about every single experiment that I did, and he would say, "This is so exciting. I can't wait for you to come in tomorrow and do the next experiment." And it carried with me throughout my 30 years at Genentech, and I tried to teach my students who I taught the same thing, and I've had students go on to get their MDs and PhDs, and they thank me for my enthusiasm. So I'd like to inspire all the women scientists and men scientists out there to just follow your dream and get excited about what you're doing. So thank you very much.
The final award that we'll present tonight as a President's Distinguished Achievement Award is, for the third time, our Corporate Partner Award. And I'm very, very proud tonight to recognize Hasbro. It is one of Rhode Island's most iconic companies, and it is certainly one of Rhode Island's most important and influential global companies. Based in Pawtucket, it was founded by the grandfather and great-uncles of Alan Hassenfeld. Today, it certainly is one of the largest toy-making and entertainment companies in the world. It's probably true that nearly everyone in this room grew up playing with something that Hasbro made or produced. And if you're like me, you still have some of those things hidden in your closet. The company today is actively involved in television programming, movies, and video games, and is truly a global entertainment company. That is only one reason, recognizing its outstanding success, its continuous innovation, its ability to remake itself in a globally competitive environment, literally bringing itself back from a very difficult financial cliff to becoming the success that it is today. That's one reason that we honor Hasbro. But there are more. We honor Hasbro also for its significant ongoing and support and influence for the University of Rhode Island and for, indeed, the entire state of Rhode Island and the communities of which it is a part. Hasbro has been very generous to the University of Rhode Island. It has been an outstanding corporate partner for years. It has influenced hundreds, indeed thousands, of students at the University of Rhode Island, and it has provided many, many opportunities for the university and its students. Some of its support has gone to URI Center for Nonviolence to fund peace camps for local children. Other gifts were granted to the URI First Star Academy, a novel partnership with DCYF here in Rhode Island, Hasbro, and the University of Rhode Island to provide college experiences in the summer months to foster kids, encouraging them to go to college when they are eligible to do so. It has donated money to Professor Bob Ballard's Jason Project, which engages thousands of Rhode Island K-12 students annually in real-world science and exploration through the University of Rhode Island's Graduate School of Oceanography. Hasbro has also endowed the Alfred J. Verrecchia and Hasbro Incorporated Leadership Chair in Business and has had made many generous gifts to both our International Engineering Program and our International Business Program for students to study and work abroad, emphasizing developing globally competent business people and engineers. Overall, its leadership team has contributed more than $3.5 million to the university. Hasbro currently employs about 70 University of Rhode Island alumni and provides internship opportunities annually to many URI students in many disciplines. It's apparently a great place to work. We keep hearing that over and over from our alumni who are there, and the company has been included on lists of the best companies to work for, lists that represent the most ethical companies in the world, an outstanding recognition, best corporate citizens, and the most community-minded companies. So it's for all of those reasons, in addition to its enormous success as an entertainment and toy-making company, that we honor Hasbro tonight. So in celebration of this highly valued relationship and its continued support of the university and of our state in which we live, I am pleased to present the President's Corporate Award to Hasbro Incorporated and its Chairman of the Board, Alfred J. Verrecchia.
Hasbro is a global company with Rhode Island roots and a valued partner of the University of Rhode Island. Founded in 1923 by Henry and Hillel Hassenfeld, the company, headquartered in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, first sold textile remnants, but today provides children and families all over the world with great toys, games, and entertainment.
Hasbro is now a toys, games, and entertainment company. We are really reaching consumers in every avenue of their life.
Service, hope, and play are the philanthropic pillars that the multi-billion-dollar company is built on. And Karen Davis, a graduate of the University of Rhode Island, is charged with overseeing Hasbro's corporate philanthropy.
So we're helping kids in need all over the world, from Russia to Rhode Island. But we're particularly proud of the philanthropic partnerships that we've been able to put together, like we've done here at URI, to help solve a need that the university had and a need that we had, and then obviously with our programs that we've done with the foster youth together.
Former CEO and current chairman of the board of directors for Hasbro and URI alumnus Al Verrecchia has personally and professionally impacted the university's College of Business.
Hasbro was helpful with building the new business school and providing the deanship, and that's something that we're very proud of. That building is beautiful, and we know the students have really enjoyed it, and we know it's helped the dean be successful.
Now, as we've developed the MBA program up in Providence, Brian has been very supportive of that, and our students recently completed a project with Hasbro this past spring. And also, Al has continued to come back and to talk to the students.
The Hasbro-URI partnership spans many years and many disciplines, both here and abroad. CEO Brian Goldner understands the important resource URI is to our state and to the corporations headquartered here.
One of the programs that we're particularly proud of is the program with the International Engineering and International Business program.
Our students love Hasbro when they're doing internships in either Europe or in Hong Kong. It's a great company to work for over there. They find a very supportive environment. They're given interesting problems to tackle.
We know that program is really important as we expand into the global marketplace. It's been important for Hasbro because we do quite a bit of business in China.
The experience is worth every minute that they put into it.
In the 1940s, one of the first toys created by Hasbro was a doctor's kit. The company is still in the business of healing hearts and minds today. Hasbro's helped to launch the URI First Star Academy program, which helps to support children in foster care to make their dreams of a college education possible.
Only 3% of kids in foster care actually graduate from college. If we're going to change the outcomes for these students, we need to do something dramatic, and this program is dramatic and would not happen without the university's support.
It is partnerships like these that are so important to our state and make such an impact on our lives, our workforce, and our economy.
When the university is strong, we all win.
I think it's great that the University of Rhode Island has honored Hasbro for their long-standing contributions, not only to the College of Business, but to the institution as a whole.
Accepting on behalf of Hasbro Incorporated, please welcome Alfred Verrecchia, Chairman of the Board.
President Dooley, thank you very much. It's indeed an honor to be here to represent Hasbro and to be recognized by the University of Rhode Island. It's also pretty special to be included among such a distinguished group of other honorees, and my congratulations to all of them. Looking at the accomplishments of those people, and I think, all we do is make toys. But what we try to do is to make kids smile. And when we can do that, then we're happy. Our relationship with the University of Rhode Island goes back a long ways. I believe that I was the first intern that Hasbro hired from the University of Rhode Island. So in addition to a good education, I got a pretty good job along the way as well. And for that, I'm particularly thankful. Each year we have the opportunity, with the help of people like Karen Davis, who's also a URI alum and is really the spirit behind Hasbro's giving, is to touch over 3 million children throughout the world. And we touch them in lots of different ways. But to do that, you have to have great partners. And the University of Rhode Island has been just that. There are two programs that are really special to me. One is the International Engineering Program. Obviously, we've had a big presence in Hong Kong and in the Far East. And to be able to support students to go to the Far East, learn Mandarin, have internships either in the Far East or Europe, so that when they come back, those students are so much more valuable to prospective companies throughout the world, is a really special feeling for myself and all the folks at Hasbro. But the other program, and the one that really touches the heart of both Hasbro and the University of Rhode Island, is the First Star program. You know, Karen saw this as a pilot out in UCLA several years ago and came back to Rhode Island and met with Dr. Dooley and Tom Dugan and asked them if they'd be interested in sponsoring, along with Hasbro and Adoption Rhode Island, the second pilot in the United States. And it didn't take them a moment to say yes. And today we have 30 students in their junior year going through that program. And we've seen a lot of great things happen. But one of the interesting outcomes of that program is those students are being adopted at a faster rate. You know, and most of those students are just about to age out of the foster care program. So for them to find that forever family is a very special feeling. And that, to us, is really the best outcome of all. So again, on behalf of the people at Hasbro, Brian Golder, Karen Davis, and all the URI alums working throughout the world, thank you very much for this wonderful recognition.
Just for the record, I want to note that the first game shown on that video was one of my favorites, Hungry, Hungry Hippo. We're at the conclusion of our ceremony tonight, and I thank you for your patience and your attention, frankly, for your love of the university and the people we've honored tonight that brought you here. Thank you so much for sharing this very, very special evening with you. Now, in case you haven't noticed, and it's inconceivable to me that you haven't, we have a question in front of the voters of Rhode Island, number 4, I believe, if memory serves correctly, that we would like to take one last opportunity to urge you to support. Like many other things, as a public university, we are dependent upon continued investment by the people of Rhode Island in order for us to be successful. And we're proud of that. I have to say, many times since I've come to Rhode Island, it's been suggested to me that perhaps the University of Rhode Island would be better off if we just went private. Talked our way out of our relationship with the state of Rhode Island, became a private institution fully in control of our own destiny. And I have steadfastly resisted that suggestion every time it's been offered. Because to me, it's vitally important that we remain a part of the fabric of the economy, the society, and the community of Rhode Island, that we keep our role as Rhode Island's public research university, and that we maintain our place as an institution devoted to the education of Rhode Islanders and other students, many of whom are coming to college for the first time in their families. And that's not possible, I don't believe, without being a part of the fabric of Rhode Island and being a part of the public nature of being a part of Rhode Island. And for that reason, question 4 is another opportunity, I think, for Rhode Islanders to share, I think, their enthusiasm for us and to invest again in the future of the University of Rhode Island. And in doing that, they invest in their own future. And we urge you to urge all that you know who are voters to seriously consider approving question 4 on November 4th. With that, I want to thank you again for your attention tonight, for your devotion to the University of Rhode Island, and for sharing this very, very special evening with us and all of our honorees. Good night.
On behalf of the University of Rhode Island, thank you for joining us this evening for the 2014 Distinguished Achievement Awards. URI would like to give a special thank you to the Newport Marriott Hotel and ATR Treehouse Productions for tonight's program. Please drive carefully and good evening.